What's up, my dudes? Jett Lawrence, Red Cross flag. So, one big interesting thing about this video right here is Spency Boy was actually there for the St. Louis Supercross race. Okay, IRL, in real life, we were there in person, turkey lurking, okay? So any of you guys that were there, you probably walked right past me and didn't even notice that it was me, okay? But we were actually at this race, and there's a lot of little fine details about this Jett Lawrence Red Cross flag incident that you might not have realized or noticed watching the live broadcast and all of that. So you really want to stick around for this video right here to get the full picture of what happened, because I saw some things from the angle in the actual stadium that you might not necessarily have realized or understood happened just from looking at the race on TV, right? So, first of all, the main thing that happened was when the guy was holding out the Red Cross flag over the finish line jump, okay? One big thing that I noticed with it was Jett Lawrence was coming around that last corner where he could have seen that Red Cross flag. I swear to Pastrana, the shit literally blew in the wind. Like, you know how when somebody's just holding a flag out stagnant and they're not waving it, it can actually blow in the wind. It literally blew up to the point where you couldn't even really see it. Okay? And I'm telling you right now, that's exactly what happened when Jett Lawrence came around that finish line. That's personally why I don't think he really saw it, plus the fact that it was on the other side of the way the jump, like the corner before went. So fucking weird. I don't know what the hell they were doing there. But this should not have been first of all, they shouldn't even have been throwing the Red Cross flag there in the first place. You got to think about it. Jett Lawrence coming around that last corner, they had to get on the gas quite a bit to be able to get across that finish line jump, and especially with all the ruts. So it was kind of one of those things where you only have a split second to even look up to judge whether or not you're going to go for that finish line or not. And when I say a split second, I'm talking about a motherfucking split second, dog. Like 6 or 9/10 of a second. That's the only time you have to realize if you're going to jump the finish line or not. And the fact that the race was over. This is not like middle of a race Red Cross flag. Oh, and by the way, the whole entire reason for the Red Cross flag was because of good old Vince Friese. Hide your kids, hide your wife. He's always involved in every fucking situation that ever happens on the track. What's going on? Oh, ban Vince Friese, please. Please. But he was the whole culprit of that entire thing, okay? It's like Jett Lawrence laps Vince Friese, right before the last lap. Vince Friese, doesn't even jump the finish line jump, so he's basically stuck in between the finish line jump, right? And his back wheel is totally locked up. This is some information that you might not have realized on the broadcast. Spency Boy talking a million miles an hour here just to give you the full picture of what I was seeing in person, okay? But Vince Friese, half-ass jumps the finish line, and he's stuck in between, right? And he's trying to push his bike off, to the side of in between the finish line jump, right? So the takeoff and then the landing, Friese's in the middle of it, but he's pushing his bike off to the side of the track. His ass end wheel is totally locked up where he can't even move it. So he's sitting there with basically half of his bike on the track, half of his bike off the track, in between the finish line jump, okay? And I swear to you, he sat there like that for the entire lap, the whole last lap. It's like, get the bike off of the track. What are you doing? Holy shit. But at the end of the day, it's like, it was actually safer for Jett Lawrence to go ahead and jump the finish line than it was for him to roll the finish line, because Vince Friese was stuck perfectly in the middle of the finish line jump. So I'm telling you right now, it would have actually been safer had they not even thrown the red cross flag and just let everybody continue to hit the jump. I'm just being 110%, 420% honest with you right now. That is the most pointless red cross flag that I have ever seen in my entire life. And it was even more apparent when you saw it in person and you saw everything else that was going on around it. But like, how the hell is Jett Lawrence supposed to see that? He's worried about his own race. He's coming around. You should never have a red cross flag. The guy that's throwing up the checkered and the white flag on the finish line jump should never be throwing a red cross flag. That red cross flag should have been somewhere else. It should have been up in that corner before or somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because Jett Lawrence is trying to pay attention to, you know, I'm coming around. It's the last lap. This is the finish line. Like, you know, I'm going to do my finish line jump celebration or whatever. Like, you know, whatever the hell you want to call it. But like, it just, first of all, it was in such a shitty area for you to even see it in the first place. That's why you had like 6 or 9 other riders that also jumped on that same red cross flag and also got penalized, okay? This was on the AMA's fault. This was on the track crew's fault that even decided to throw out that red cross flag in the first place. It was pointless in the first place. They were better off jumping that than they were rolling it. I promise you, them rolling it was only more dangerous. For where Vince Friese was at, it was 1,000% more dangerous for them to be rolling that finish line than just go ahead and hitting it and circulating around the track. You know what I'm saying? This was not a good look, and I'm telling you, it looked even worse in person than it looked on TV. Like, it looked like that would have been impossible with the way that they had that flag out there and the way that it blew in the wind in the split-second moment where Jett Lawrence would have looked up and saw it before he committed to that finish line jump. When I say it was impossible for Jett to see that in that moment with the way that flag blew, it was impossible. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. You need to be better, AMA. This was really dumb on your part. You costed a whole race right there. And I'm telling you, it looked goofy as hell in person. It looked like y'all boys did not know what the hell you were doing. It looked like you did not know. Your operation was not in line in that situation. That red cross flag should not even have came out in the first place. Or you should have got Vince Friese's bike off the track. I mean, he was sitting there forever. Like, damn, bro. Oh, but anyways, he wasn't even enough on the track for you to really be throwing that red cross flag where he was at on the track, and especially him not being injured. That was just stupid. That was stupid. And being at the last lap of the race, what the hell you doing? Just let him finish, bro. Let him finish. Like, I'm telling you, it just wasn't even the kind of situation where you would have thrown a red cross flag in the first place. Plus, you had the fact that it blew in the wind. Plus, you had the fact that it was on the finish line jump where they had to get the speed in the ruts. Holy shit. So, either way, hope you guys got some extra information from this video that you might not have understood. Another interesting little thing happened once the track crew finally got Vince Friese's bike pushed off to the side of the track. The track crew guy literally just threw his bike to the ground on the concrete. I mean, you could hear it slam on the concrete. I don't really know what happened there, but... And then Vince Friese started getting into it with one of the off-track, you know, AMA guys or whatever. He started kind of yelling back and forth. I don't know what the hell happened in that situation, but maybe Friese was mad that nobody was coming over there to help him get the bike, you know, out of the way or something. I don't know exactly, but nonetheless, this was one of the most goofy things I have ever seen. It was just stupid all the way around. Jett should not have gotten penalized there. Straight up. Straight up, straight up, straight up.